In our previous videos, we learned that the law of demand states that there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. However, we did not study the extent to which this relationship exists. Welcome to the Sagar Rao channel, friends. Let's study elasticity of demand. Before starting, let me introduce you to the one and only Professor Alfred Marshall. Professor Marshall defined elasticity of demand as the responsiveness of quantity change to a change in price. Oh my god, now what does this mean? We have already learned that price and quantity have inverse relationship. This means as the price of a commodity rises, the quantity demanded falls, and vice versa. However, we do not know by how much will a quantity demanded fall if prices go up. This is exactly what elasticity means. It tells us by how much will your quantity demanded fall or rise with a change in price. Now, there are different types of price elasticities of demand. All of them are pretty easy to learn, and it's gonna be a piece of cake for you. So, let's begin. The first type is the unitary elastic demand curve. When a change in price leads to a proportionate change in quantity demanded, we call the demand as unitary elastic. This means that a 1% change in price causes a 1% change in quantity. Remember, if the change in price is proportionate, it's unitary elastic. Relatively elastic demand curve. When a change in price leads to a more than proportionate change in quantity demanded, we call it relatively elastic demand curve. Remember, the keyword here is more than. Here, a 1% change in price causes more than 1% change in quantity demanded. Now, closely look at the demand curve. Here, the demand curve has become flatter than that of a unitary elastic demand curve. Relatively elastic curve is seen in any goods with close substitutes. For example, if Parle-G raises its prices, then not all but most of the people will move to Tiger biscuits. The next type is relatively inelastic demand curve. When a change in price leads to a less than proportionate change in quantity demanded, we call it relatively inelastic. In this diagram, a 1% change in price will cause less than 1% change in quantity demanded. And the demand curve here is steeper. Products like cigarettes and alcohol have such demand curves. This is because even a big change in price keeps quantity demanded relatively unchanged. Now let's have a look at two extreme cases. Here, the demand curve is perfectly flat, and hence such demand curves are called perfectly elastic demand curves. This shows us that people are completely reluctant to price change. Even a small change in price will move all the customers to a different seller. Such situations rarely exist in real life. On the opposite side, we have a totally inelastic demand curve. This showcases no matter how much price changes, the quantity demanded remains unaffected. Here, the demand curve is parallel to y-axis. Again, such situations are rare in real life. Friends, all these were the types of price elasticity. However, people react to their change in income as well. This means when your salary increases, you will start demanding more because of the excess money in your hand. This is called as income elasticity. Similarly, as we saw a while ago, that when prices of Parle-G increases, people start to demand more of Tiger biscuits. This means we react to the change in price of substitutes as well. This, my friend, is called as cross price elasticity. There are real easy mathematical formulas to calculate all these elasticities, but that we'll have to cover in some other video. For now, cheer up. It's New Year. Let's welcome 2018 with a New Year resolution of learning economics with full determination. Only on the Sagar Out channel.